Good afternoon and welcome to the 2022 CIAA post-game press conference. My name is Aurelia Washington, your moderator for today. Joining us is head coach Ebony Tanner of St. Augustine's University. She is joined by Malika Eason and Jada Swafford. Before we open up for questions, we have an opening statement from the coach.
Today's game didn't go quite as we had expected. Still proud of the young ladies and the season they were able to put forth this year. They fought hard every game, day in, day out, every practice. They fought hard for me, and I'm definitely proud of what they've done this year. And I'm thankful for these two seniors that sit beside me. They're leaving the program in a really good place, and they've instilled definitely some leadership, some hard work skills into our younger classmen, and I look forward to what the future brings for St. Aug basketball.
We will now open the floor for questions.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about the start of today's game? You guys seemed a little flat, and you picked it up later, but starting the game out, you guys seemed a little flat.
Right. We were able to get stops on the defensive end, but we had trouble scoring. So even those stops that we got, we held them to 14 points in the second quarter, but we only scored 7 ourselves. So we had a hard time putting the ball in the basket, even with getting stops. Early on in the game, there was a lot of driving to the basket. They were able to get a lot of free throws. But I think we made that adjustment, but we just weren't able to score ourselves. And in the second half of the game, we were able to put the ball in the basket a little more and be a little more competitive.
And I'll ask this for the two ladies, Malika and Jada. So second half, you guys played with a lot more fire. You guys made plays on defense, steals, layups. Talk about what the difference was for you guys, your mindset.
I'll go first. This moment right here, I didn't plan on going home today. So I figured, and I started the beginning of the third quarter, so I knew something had to give. But I guess I just didn't give enough.
What changed it is, like she said, we didn't want to go home. So if we kept playing like we played in the first half, then the game would have been long gone. But we chose to come out with the second half and give a little bit more fight, but it just wasn't enough. Like I said, me and my teammates, we gave all we could give the second half, but the first half just got us into a hole that we couldn't get ourselves out of.
And my final question, and this is for Coach as well as the girls. So what was your message to the team? I mean, this is the last time you pretty much addressed them as a coach for the season. What was your message to them? And also for the young ladies, what is your message for SAU going forward and your teammates that are coming behind you?
My message was the same that I just told you guys, that I was proud of them. I was proud of their fight. I was proud of a 10-game season when traditionally that hasn't been what we are, but this is the base of who we will be. I thank these guys for who they were, for their leadership, for the culture they set place, and the changes that will be within us as a program. And I just told them that I was proud of them. Our last 3 games, we fought, and we showed the kind of team that we were. And I'm excited for what the future holds because of the foundation that was laid by these two and the team.
I got 2 questions. First one is, it seemed like to me, first half really was relatively even, except for one thing, rebounding. So now they got a lot of second, third, fourth chance shots. They didn't seem to get as many in the second half, so what did y'all do to kind of nullify them from rebounding so much in the second half?
When we came in at the half, they had 10 offensive rebounds. To end the game, they ended up with 13. So the girls took it personal. We talked about it at halftime. We talked about our lack of offensive rebounding and keeping them off the boards. And they came back in the second half and took it personal and decided to box out and keep them off the boards.
Despite the loss today, there was a lot of good things that happened this year. I mean, we finished with a winning record in the conference, in the division, which was probably the first time in a while. I mean, we got the 10 wins this year. I mean, which probably was the first time in a while. We did a lot of things. A lot of things that signal success down the road. Can you just talk about the journey? You know, with COVID, you had basically a brand new, you know, everybody was new. You were new. I mean, everybody was new. Can you just talk about the journey from that point to where you're at now, and you know how this season basically is setting the foundation for, you know, the coming years?
For sure. Our slogan for this year was adaptability, and we had to use that to the utmost. There were so many things thrown at us throughout this year, including COVID, including not having people that we started with, not ending with them, slippery floors and lack of gym space. I mean, you name it. If something could have happened to us this year, it happened. But these players fought through adversity, and they were adaptable. And if something didn't go the way that we thought it would go, or if something didn't go the way that we planned or practiced, they didn't hang their head and say, "Oh, coach, they figured out a way." And I think that is important to them, not only on the court, but it'll help them as they venture on in their life. Things do not always go the way we want it to go, but we don't stop. We find a way.
All right. Thank you, and that concludes our post-game press conference.
Thank you. I'm not doing interviews with y'all no more.
They ain't say nothing to us. They was talking to you. They didn't say play